lady in the old UK, caught in the tangle of a new king's reign. All her dreams are held in disdain, but is that a good enough reason for treason? Now is it, oh, our tales all set in audacious fun? Hold on for an alchemy connection. So the lady went out one stormy night, a brand of mutiny to ignite. She herself and her loving knight leapt into a quirky wormhole, and who knows where, oh, she and her lonely froggy knight jump into the alchemy connection. On the other end of our sack of bowls, a geeky young maid and a bumbling beau strive to discover the same tableau, to find their dream come true. Oh, 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 where will it go? Bumbling beau and geeky gal fuse into an alchemy connection. I said this bumbling beau and a geeky gal fuse into an alchemy connection.
Scene 1. A moonlit moor on a lonely night, year 1532. Wind whips across a hilltop. In the sheltered lee of an ancient standing stone, Circe, a lithe woman of indeterminate age, holds a large crystal in her hand and turns slowly in a circle. The light from the crystal brightens as she faces east. A shimmering vision grows before her of a large open window in a sizable library. A long wooden table stands in the center of the room. The table is strewn with beakers, papers, and herbs.
Seriously, I'm looking at 1932, 4 centuries before someone grows backbone enough to try for the renewal formula.
Circe pulls a large green frog out of her pocket and holds him in the flat of her palm.
400 years in the future, we're in trouble.
All of the formula and Mother Astrid's folios, with all of the detailed, elaborate directions, went up in smoke when young Henry's thugs set fire to my house.
It's 1532, for heaven's sake. The dawn of the English Renaissance. A king should know better.
Ha! Henry's reign of terror must scare off the next 13 generations from the art of alchemy.
Or possibly those generations inherit your lack of knack with romance.
Oh, hush. You're already a frog.
Enchanted frog. Your fiancé. Please remember that.
You threatened to turn me in.
It was a joke.
A joke? Henry's witch hunts are a very real danger.
We should not tromp around the moor with those 2 old biddies. What were you doing if not witchcraft?
Robert, please. I told you. They are cousins. We were hunting herbs for a potion for a Scottish king. All right, I admit it sounds like witching, but truly it's science, alchemy.
Scientists, learned men practice alchemy. Women practice witchcraft.
You're already a frog. Do you want to be a mute frog?
I didn't want to be a frog.
I said I was sorry. It was a joke.
A joke?
I lost my temper. Did you know you croak in your sleep?
I'm a frog, Circe. You do realize there won't be future generations if I stay this way?
I know. We need to find the original formula. I need a dose to cure this blasted wasting disease. We need it to get you back to something remotely kissable. And with the original formula in hand, I will take Henry Tudor down.
What? How is that not witchcraft?
Don't meddle. It's revenge. I liked that house.
Revenge drags you down to the level of those pyromaniac brutes.
Still holding fast to your ideals?
These are dark times, Circe. We need the hope that Anna brings.
The only hope we have is to risk the remaining formula. What's left is not enough to cure you or me. We're gambling the last few drops just to get there.
Get there? Leaping 4 centuries? How does that work?
Mother Astrid told me it was simple. I just set my mind on where I want to be.
Astrid, the one who disappeared into thin air when Henry's things came to arrest her?
Yep, proof it works.
Where did she go? Have you heard from her since?
Well, how should I know where she had a mind set?
Great. And once we get there, provided we do, what are the chances we'll find this bidding young alchemist?
A loud explosion. Kaboom! Sounds from the lab window in the future.
Slim to none if the girl blows herself up first, but she's the closest alchemy connection of any strength. We're out of options, Robert.
You're right. Do it.
Circe tosses the crystal aside, pockets the frog, and pulls out a small shimmering vial. She pulls the cork, squeezes her eyes shut, and turns the vial upside down. Thunder rolls, lightning flashes, a billow of smoke rises. Circe and frog disappear. 2 witches in tall, dark hats walk into the sheltered spot where Circe stood a moment ago. Ha! Weather's wretched, just right to start a Scottish play.
Where is Circe? We need all 3 to deliver the prophecy to that soon-to-be king fella up in Scotland.
I know that. We're a team.
Team? Since when do witches work as a team?
Since today, I hope. I only learned my lines.
Well, great. We'll never take power over the kingdom at this rate. It won't be a proper prophecy without all 3 parts.
She'll show up once the kettle's boiling. Let's get started. Scene 2, Claymore Castle Laboratory, same day, but year 1932. The spot that drew Circe's questing gaze is the venerable library of Claymore Castle, which also serves as laboratory. The young Lady Grace Claymore, an unorthodox mid-20s girl in canvas trousers and white lab coat, a pair of chemist goggles pulled down over her eyes, stands at the table, gently pouring a viscous liquid from one beaker to another. Billowing smoke fills the room.
Oh, no, no, no! Oh!
An explosion rocks the lab, throwing Grace back against the wall.
Drat! Well, that wasn't it. Let's see what it says here. Alchemy Connections Catalyst generates realms of possibility. What does that even mean? I know, Father, you always said, follow the directions. Well, I'm trying to, but they make no sense. You just leave me alone here with nothing but some cryptic instructions and you expect me to... No, I'm sorry. That's not fair. It isn't your fault. Actually, I'm pretty sure the explosion that took you both was my blunder, because I didn't read and follow the directions. You did say I'd be the death of you. What do I do now, Father?
Giles, a rumpled mid-20s oddball scholar type in a homespun jacket, peeks in the open window.
Where's the cat?
Ah! Oh, it's you, farm boy. What do you want?
Hi, Grace. I mean, your ladyship. I saw the smoke and thought I'd better come and check on you. I mean the cat. Your cat, Simkin, of course. Well, our cat, actually. Sort of a shared cat at this point. He's been hiding out at my cottage since the explosions started up again.
Explosions? What explosions?
Most recently, the one that blew down that bookcase over there.
Right. Those are my experiments. Nothing to be concerned about, really. Say, speaking of strange events, what's been going on down at your cottage these days? Did you finally decide to enter the human race?
Beg pardon?
There's a lot of foot traffic, people with droopy sheep and croupy horses tromping across the estate's parkway.
Oh, I am sorry about that. The villagers are bringing me their sick animals to cure.
You're healing animals. How?
Oh, herbs and such like. And I found a lichen out on the moor that I think enhances the effectiveness of...
Another explosion, Lady Grace.
Cedric, the middle-aged, painfully prim-head butler, enters the room waving at the remaining smoke.
It's not an explosion, it's an experiment.
Pray tell, how did the bookcase fall over?
I tripped and bumped into it.
Well, there's a hole in the wall as well.
All right, fine. It was an explosion, but it's part of a controlled experiment. That's different.
Different? From the one that killed your parents? Really, what would they say were they here now? We must restore order. Here now, who are you?
Oh, I'm from the cottage across the way. I was looking for... I thought there was...
Get away from that window. Shoo! No propriety whatever. If I may, we must bring order, and soon. I shall get this mess cleaned up, and then please no more explosions.
I'm working on my parents' formula. They were so close before the accident. I must keep trying.
No, Miss Grace, you must cease and desist. The Claymore family has held these lands for the past 400 years. Trouble arises when the village folk are aroused to riot because someone here in the castle messes about with witchcraft.
It's not witchcraft, it's science, chemistry, alchemy.
Your father bore the professional title of chemist. Lady Meredith's involvement in the research raised suspicions among the people. Now, with your, if I may be so bold, unwed status and your experiments, I fear we are in for another revolt.
I am head of this estate now, Cedric. What I am working on means a great deal to my family. You don't understand.
Oh, but I do. I am a part of this family. The head butler maintains order and keeps affairs running smoothly, which I was doing until the remaining staff fled, terrified of the explosions.
Oh, I didn't realize the staff was gone. Is that why no one's answering the telephone?
Precisely. I will do that I can, but you must desist with the explosive activities. Now, if you'll excuse me, my lady, I shall see to the telephone.
You do that. I will fix this formula. Ah! Oh, who put this bookcase on the floor? Oh, right. Say, what fell out from behind the bookcase? Oh, it's Mother's old journal with all of her notes.
Grace carries a scarred leather journal to the table and opens it. As the cover of the book hits the tabletop, a deep bass note resonates, and a flash of light shimmers across the lab and out the window.
What was that? Oh, great, now I'm starting to see things.
Scene 3, a sunny stretch of moor, same day in 1932. Circe stands on a rise, watchful and wary, her long gray cloak billowing about her. A pocket in her cloak wiggles. She pulls Frog forth.
Where are we?
Where? I'm not even sure when.
A shimmer of light washes over Circe, and a deep bass note sounds from the horizon.
What was that?
That, dear Robert, is the alchemist buoy marker. The connection is true. We are in 1932, and we go that way.
Circe plops protesting Frog into her pocket and strides out across the moor. Scene 4. A sheltered valley of the same moor, same day. Grace, clad in stout trousers and a lab coat, crawls across the ground. She clutches a fresh batch of snowdrop flowers in one hand and mutters aloud.
All right, I've got the fresh snowdrop growing right where Mother's note said to check. But I can't remember. Is it fresh growth or old growth of gorse? Yes, I know, Father. Always have the directions at hand. I've got the notes written right here in my... drat. I left the notebook in the lab.
Giles is likewise absorbed in botany in the same little valley. He kneels beside a wind-stunted tree, scraping lichen from its bark. Grace's voice on the wind catches his attention.
Is that? It is her. I say, hello, Grace. Bother, she can't hear me over the wind. Well, faint heart never won fair maid. Right, just go over there and say something.
He saunters through tangled gorse toward the girl.
Good idea, Father. I'll take both fresh and old growth of gorse. Ouch! Thorny stuff. I know I should be wearing my gloves. Thank you for the wisdom, Father.
Hello there.
Ah!
Ow.
Oh, farm boy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to smack you in the face.
With a gorse bouquet? What are you doing out here?
You have gorse prickles stuck in your nose. Here, hold these.
Ow, ow, ow. Please, I'll do it.
Put your hands down. I've almost got it.
No, thanks very much, but... Ow.
Wait, just... you dropped my gorse bundle.
You poked my eye.
My bouquet. And your... What is that? It's all landed in a heap now.
Oh, wow. Look.
The gorse and snowdrop and whatever bit of flora you had, they're all melting together.
Into a puddle of silvery liquid. What in the world?
The liquid is soaking into the ground.
But the ground is all silvery. It smells like... springtime.
Something is happening.
Fresh, very green gorse shoots up from the silvery soil and bursts into flower before their fascinated eyes.
Watch out, that silver residue is smoldering.
Oh, no.
And the ground explodes in a vaporous white cloud.
Drat! It blew up all the new gorse. Why won't the compound stay stable? Does it need a leaf of snowdrop and not just blossom? That smell is familiar. What does it taste like?
Don't put that dirt in your mouth. What does it taste like?
Salt. It tastes like spirit of salts. Say, what is that you have in your hand?
Lichen, for a sick dog's treatment.
I must have it. Give it to me.
Ow. Hey, don't grab.
Hand it over.
No.
I own this land. I command you to.
Giles clambers to his feet and tears off across the moor.
How dare he? Come back here! Come back!
Grace leaps after him in hot pursuit across the hilltop. Giles trips and falls.
Oof. Ow, hey!
Grace grabs for him, but only gets a hold of his muddy boot. It comes off in her hand. Giles leaps to his feet and sprints away down the hill. Grace, brandishing the boot, chases after him.
You curmudgeon! This is my moor! Come back here!
No way! Leave me alone!
Time passes on the timeless moor. Some time later, Giles sits on the front step of his cottage, rubbing his foot and catching his breath.
What do you want?
Wait, please. What is that lichen you have?
Who wants to know? Is this a demand from her ladyship or a scientific inquiry?
Life is all about science. The ladyship thing slips out now and then. I'm sorry. I'm trying to prove a formula my parents were working on.
What sort of formula?
An energy source. It has great potential for all of humankind.
What makes you think my lichen has anything to do with that?
You saw what happened out there. For science, man, tell me.
For science, then, I've gathered this. It's Rhinodiva, Flavosorolifera, Exmoor's white beam lichen. Granny's solve recipe calls for white beam bark, but when I added the bark, with this lichen on it, the solve gained extraordinary healing power.
That's it. My parents' formula needs snowdrop and the lichen.
Why did the liquid residue blow up?
I don't know, but that's the longest it's remained stable before exploding.
Perhaps we could work together, like partners.
What? No partners. I work alone.
No opportunity for catalyst in that.
Catalyst?
Facilitation. Help. It's far more effective to share a knowledge base, much more efficient.
Point well taken. How are you with explosions?
All in a day's work, really.
Well, perhaps we could give it a trial run. All right, partners.
So, partner, can I have my boot back?
Scene 5, Claymore Castle's laboratory, same day. Giles crumbles lichen into a bowl and chats cheerily as Grace peers into a microscope on the table.
And that's why I want to help animals.
A wonderful ambition. Do you have other interests?
Well, I've lately become interested in alchemy. I believe it could be quite compatible with the animal sciences.
You've given your whole attention to the animal sciences. Have you never noticed when I'm out riding, I wave to you?
Oh, I thought you were swatting at gnats.
You really don't have much in the line of social skills, do you?
I apologize, Grace, my lady. Animals have been the only friends I've really had.
My parents were my only friends, and I apparently blew them up. So I guess we're both social maladroits.
Oh, the accident.
I know what the rumors in the village are, that the fatal explosion was judgment for witchcraft.
I don't pay attention to the village gossips. I know what happened was just a dreadful accident. I am sorry about your parents. My mother passed recently as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I miss her, but I know she's with the Heavenly Father. She was hale and hearty right up to the day she died. She's the one who gave me the remedy. I've been using it for the animals with quite good results.
Father felt the formula could be a combustion fuel one could manufacture anywhere, but Mother believed it was a renewal treatment for the body. What does this formula actually do?
I'm not sure. What have you found?
I think I've isolated a new element from the lichen. Look here, in the microscope.
Oh, your eyes are absolutely, brown.
Yes, they are.
Grace, your ladyship, I mean, it is most pleasant to work with someone instead of always alone. Thank you.
It is pleasant, isn't it?
Simkin.
Our shared cat. Oh, he likes you. You know, you can call me Grace instead of the ladyship thing.
Well, then please call me Giles instead of farm boy.
Fair enough. So, Giles, take a look at this slide under the microscope.
Yes, the same silver glow that appeared in the puddle.
Let's sprinkle the powder into this beaker, add some flower petals and leaves, and some spirit of salts, and stir.
Gently. Stir gently. Huh. Nothing happened.
Needs more salt. Please pass the... Thank you. Add a bit more salt.
Still nothing. Maybe a dash of pepper?
Why not?
Watch out, it's sizzling.
This is it! Nope. Maybe we should look at the formula book again.
A booming knock sounds from the direction of the castle's front door.
Cedric, someone at the door.
Yes, milady. Shall I attend?
Whoa, is he behind the bookcase?
Oh, there's secret tunnels all over. Cedric likes to keep them dusted or something. I think he's bored these days.
Scene 6, the front door and hall of Claymore Castle. It's Circe at the front door. She holds her walking stick at an artistic angle as she inspects the door.
My, ancient oak, scarred and charred and reinforced with iron. Witch hunts must be a generational sport in this part of the world.
A small explosion sounds from the castle. Wisps of white smoke float out of an open window.
Yes, this is the place. Be quiet.
The front door is thrown open. Cedric stands scrutinizing the visitor.
You must be the new woman. Why did you not use the staff entrance?
I am the answer to your problem. I detect the odor of calcified oil of salts. With whom do I speak regarding such matters?
Oh, one of the itinerant alchemist folk. We really aren't interested in anything like.
Another larger explosion rocks the air. Another blast of white smoke rolls forth from the window.
As I was saying, I am the answer to your problem.
That remains to be seen. Please do wait within. I shall announce you.
Circe paces along the cavernous entry hall, inspecting the portraits that hang on the walls. The pocket of her robe wiggles. She looks around to ensure she is alone and pulls Frog out of her pocket.
I need some fresh air, woman. Well. Who are all these?
Ancestry of the House of Claymore, to hazard a guess. The coat of arms says they were established in 1528. Neighbors of yours, perhaps?
This lady carries strong resemblance to you, my lady, my darling.
We all look alike to you, frogs.
Seriously, look. Same nose, same eyes. She could be your twin. And she is showing off her birthmark. That heart-shaped spot just below the left earlobe, just like yours. The one I so admire.
Romantic hogwash. Uh-oh, here they come, into the pocket with you.
Good day. I am Lady Grace Claymore.
I am Lady Circe de Torridge from far away. I believe we can be of mutual benefit. You are using spirit of salt.
How could you know that?
If there is iron anywhere in the vicinity, your spirits of salt will transform to muriatic acid rather than the hydrochloric acid you require and produce a series of unfortunate reactions.
Explosions?
Explosions?
Precisely. I know this from experience. I've blown up so many things myself.
Grace turns and tears down the hall of the laboratory.
Giles! I figured it out!
Thank you, madame. Your insight is obviously appreciated. I do believe we can be of, as you said, mutual benefit, madame.
Benefit? To whom?
The House of Claymore is afflicted by a fascination with science of alchemy, most recently by her young ladyship.
As an alchemist, I hardly see the lady's interest as an affliction.
Oh, may I clarify? I offer a proposal. Your discreet disappearance with a certain book of, shall we say, chemical formulas from the vicinity would benefit both yourself and this house.
I see. Cedric, is it? You are certain of the existence of a book of formulas?
Most assuredly, madame.
Perhaps we could work together, but it must be on my terms.
Understood. Please let me know how I may assist you.
For the present, show me to the laboratory and the whereabouts of this rascally book.
Scene 7. The laboratory, same day. Cedric, escorting Circe to the laboratory, stops dead in his tracks at the doorway, listening to the conversation inside.
The old stable bucket you dumped failed experiments into does have a cast iron bottom. That could be interacting with the ingredients.
I put that bucket there. I did cause the explosion that killed my parents.
You know, we don't know that for sure. Come on, let's look at the notes again.
But I gave her the bucket.
What's that, Cedric?
Oh, nothing at all. Lady Grace, the Lady de Torridge wishes to speak with you.
Grace and Giles are standing at the paper-strewn table, both scribbling notes from the old leather journal.
Oh, Lady de Torridge, please forgive me for leaving you so abruptly. Cedric, tea for 3 here in the lab if you... Cedric?
Just in a bucket. The first thing at hand, was it my...
Cedric! Oh, Cedric!
Grace pushes her long hair over her shoulder, revealing a distinctive, heart-shaped birthmark below her left earlobe. Circe strides over to Grace and bends to examine her ear.
What are you doing?
You bear a heart-shaped birthmark? Does it run in your family?
Yes, I guess it does. Mother and I jokingly called it the alchemist's brand.
Fascinating.
Circe fingers her own earlobe, lost in thought. In a sudden burst of speed, Cedric dashes across the room, pushes and trips Giles, grabs the journal, and flees out the door.
What is the meaning of this? Oh, Giles, are you all right?
He's gone, nowhere in sight. Where would he be?
This old castle is riddled with secret passageways. Why on earth would he behave in such a manner?
Old servant of the family. They get funny in the head. May I look at your notes?
Go ahead, but I doubt they'll do much good. What we needed was on the book page we were examining.
Your notes are very good. Quite good. I believe we have what we need here to move forward with the formula. I have some experience in this branch of alchemy. May I ask, are the people of your family unusually long-lived?
For the most part, yes. Why?
What you have here are the elements for aqua vitae, the water of life, the very stuff that renews the human body. Distillation would be a benefit. It would concentrate certain elements. Shall we continue?
Another partner? Well, why not?
They proceed, generating more explosions,
Yep.
That's not it.
but no glowing liquid results. Circe, bent over the notes at the table, coughs and rubs her chest.
Oh, 'tis getting worse, Robert.
This alchemy connection better work.
The connection is true. She has the gifting. She takes after me.
Scene 8, the laboratory, late that night. Circe enters the darkened lab. The candle she carries flickers light on the table. Giles's copper coil distilling unit blinks and gurgles. She bends to examine a nearly empty collection beaker.
The process is working. Formula drips out of the lad still. But why isn't more accumulating?
Someone just came in through that section of the bookcases.
Who's there? Wait!
Ow! You smashed my fingers.
Cedric, where have you been?
Oh, never fear. I saw your signal, the pull of the earlobe. I keep the book safe for you. Good thing, too. What with all these explosions, not safe here. Not safe in the village either.
What are you about, man?
Well, I've been spreading rumors among the yokels. Goblins in the explosions, ghosts resurrected. They'll revolt. They'll come tear this place apart again. That will be distraction enough for you to take the book and make good your escape. And distilling the formula was brilliant. The distillate is powerful. I will show them all. I will take them all down.
Cedric, what have you been drinking? You've gone a bit squirrely.
Not squirrely, madame. I am the owl.
With that, Cedric trips a spinning panel in the wall and escapes. The panel slams in Circe's face.
Drat that man!
Her pocket wiggles. Circe pulls Frog out in her palm.
Well, I'd say he sniffed a bit too much sweet oil of vitriol. And not loose in the country with the formulas journal. Not good.
We can use him and the chaos he's created when it's time. For the present, we must be patient and wait for the still to produce enough concentrate. Then we appropriate the formula and the journal and slip back into our own time.
Appropriate? You mean steal? This has become a family matter, Circe.
I'm aware of that. We need them, but they need me more. Without the formula, we're all in trouble. Sounds complicated enough to be family.
We'll have a short intermission for those who need to stretch and get some fresh air running through here. Welcome back for Act 2 of the Alchemy Connection.
Middle of the tale, so here we are. Not in a formula dripping in the jar. A frog and Circe come so far, only to derailed, oh, curtailed, oh, fail, oh. What Circe learned and how far she'll go to keep an alchemy connection. Who is the frog? You know, what does he mean? Let Circe or Cedric loose in the beam. Craziest tale that's ever been seen. You've only heard the half-o, first half-o, a good laugh-o. The second part goes straight to the heart of the alchemy connection. I said the second part goes straight to the heart of this alchemy connection.
Act 2, Scene 1, the laboratory next morning. Circe stands at the window looking out over the rolling hills of the estate. Grace stands at the table tapping Giles's distiller.
Still nothing but a few drops. This little vial is all we have to show for the last 24 hours. Are we missing an ingredient? I say, are you well? You look very pale.
I am well enough. May I see the vial? We may be missing an element. More likely it's the missing butler. I came to check on the formula last night and caught Cedric in the lab. He was babbling nonsense and then escaped through a hidden panel. I believe he's been stealing formula.
That's preposterous. What possible use would he have for it?
How well do you know Cedric?
Oh, he's a bit funny in the head since the Great War.
But do you trust him?
Of course. Father made him the major domo of the estate, second only in authority to me now. He would never disrupt the project, would he? Is he? Oh my. What does one do with wayward servants?
I don't employ servants. I work with a close-knit guild.
Good heavens, what is that?
Circe pulls Frog out of her pocket and holds him up.
He is my pet. I protect him since we had an untimely confrontation.
May I speak?
It can speak!
Yes, he speaks. Recklessly. It's part of the problem.
Oh, please, madame. I believed you and your cousins were playing at witchcraft.
Do be careful what you say.
I beg your pardon for interrupting, but why does your frog talk?
Primarily because he won't listen, which explains why he is a frog.
You turned him into... Lady Circe, that's abusing the powers of nature, the very thing alchemists vow never to do.
I know. I lost my temper. It was a mistake. I'm trying to amend. I love him.
You're in love with a frog.
I am not a frog. Well, I am now. I was not born a frog. I am Lord Robert of Petherton.
And you know each other how?
We are betrothed.
Go ahead, tell her. I confronted her as she came home late one night from the moor.
I told you where I was going.
But I was not privy to all the facts, my lady. You were carrying about your persons on that night the components of a fearful enchantment. An enchantment you loosed on me.
It was meant to miss. Lightning grabbed it and grounded your breastplate. Why were you wearing armor in a lightning storm, for pity's sake?
I was out looking for you. Now, to the point. Are you a member of a guild?
I am. My cousins and I must secretly be part of the Guild of Alchemists, who must meet in secret, thanks to the king's crazed advisors.
So you're secretly part of a secret guild?
Commissioned by King Henry, not the new Henry, his father, Henry VII, the smart one.
Hold on. You told me you were from far away. Exactly how far?
400 years?
You time traveled?
I gambled my last few drops of formula to wind up here, to you, the strongest link in the alchemy connection. I'm desperate for the formula for many reasons, not the least of which is restoring our family and our body of knowledge.
The alchemy connection.
Why did you not tell me?
Tell you what?
About the guild.
That I was a legitimate alchemist? I'd hope you'd take me at my word.
This explains the king's crazed witch hunts. Young Henry fears for his throne.
Well, he should. He's a toad, or will be, if I have my way.
That's witchcraft, woman.
It's not witchcraft. I have a duty to protect my profession.
Your profession? What about our marriage?
I can have them both. Look at the new Henry's Anne, if you seek evidence.
And Bolin. Now there's evidence of a prideful bid for power.
Stop, both of you. You sound just like my parents.
Well, we are. Or will be, if we're able to get through this mess.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Footsteps run in the hall. The laboratory the door slams open.
Giles, you'll never believe what just... what is the matter?
Grace, you've got to get out of here, now. The villagers, they're all stirred up. Cedric's been telling them the craziest things.
I know this one. They're releasing death and pestilence in the smoke of the explosions.
How did you know?
Let's just say history repeats itself. That's why our guild has to be secret.
They don't really believe Cedric, do they, Giles? My parents have always been kind landlords.
That means nothing in the face of superstitious fear, child.
Cedric ranted this morning at the marketplace, then ran off to the train depot. The townsfolk are frantic. I tried to reason with them. They shoved me down. They're making torches. Grace, you have got to go.
Quick, lad. Grab the copper tubing.
Right. Huh. A talking frog.
Right. Ribbit. Ribbit. Come on, boy. Get us move on or we'll all be in the soup.
Scene 2, deserted stone cottage, same day. The rising wind whistles down the cold chimney. Grace and Giles stand side by side at a narrow cottage window, watching the flames and black smoke billow from the distant Claymore Castle. Faint sounds of shouting and smashing glass carry on the wind.
Hey, where did he go? Hey, come on, guys, after him. Let's go. Come on, hustle up.
Circe huddles on the dusty hearth with Frog perched on her knee.
I should have seen this coming, Robert. The neglected household, not but idealists at the helm.
Nothing wrong with a few good ideals, Circe.
The charlatans invariably seize the day. Now we are stuck here in a strange time and even stranger land, and we will die. You will die a frog, by the way. We won't ever get a wedding day.
Does that mean you'll never kiss me?
Circe, tears streaming down her cheeks, holds Frog up and kisses him on the lips.
Oh, that was sweet, my darling. Am I still a frog?
Yup, still a frog.
Meanwhile, over at the window,
There's nothing we can do.
There's always something.
What? What could we possibly do right now?
You know,
What?
pray. It's all right. I pray to our Heavenly Father, too.
Pray? What makes you think I pray?
I've heard you talking to him.
That's my dead father I talk to, you nitwit. Because I'm lonely, and I miss him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. You know, my father died, too. I was very young. My mum, she missed him, of course. But she was still genuinely happy most of the time. It's like her sadness didn't take away from her joy of life.
Giles, please, get to the point.
Well, what I mean is, she used to say this prayer with me every night as she tucked me in. We'd thank God for the day, that we still had each other. She'd ask for peace through the night and wisdom for the coming day. She prayed that with me every night, except the day before she died. She was weak in bed. I was the one tucking her in. She prayed something different. She prayed that God would help me to always remember that love lives on, that the people we love and who loved us love us still, from eternity. We're never truly alone. I hold on to that prayer.
You really believe all that?
Yes, I do. It gives me hope.
Fine. You win. Let's do it.
Do what?
My mother used to pray too, before meals or right before a big experiment. I'd laugh at her. I told her facts and books have more substance than faith does. She never got cross or argued with me, just prayed. And now she's gone. Maybe I don't believe the way she did, or the way you do. But if I could have her back again, I would pray with her. Just to be with her, you know? To not waste a single moment of being with her. So, anyway, let's pray. Here, give me your hands.
Oh, all right.
Are you all right? Your face is all crimson.
Yes, quite.
This is how it's done, right? You hold hands and close your eyes like this?
Oh, yes, of course.
Are we going to start, or are you just going to stare at me like that?
Ah, right. Eyes closed. Father in heaven, thank you for this day. Thank you that we have each other to find a way to get out of this mess. We ask for your wisdom and your help. We don't know what to do, but we thank you that you are with us and that you always make a way. Amen.
Amen. You know, I do believe I feel a bit better.
Are you two done muttering whatever witchcraft you're doing there?
Witchcraft? It's not witchcraft.
That's usually my line. Robert, perch here on this nice damp earth a bit. I must speak with these two. Admit it, lad. You are expecting something magically to happen as you invoke help from some invisible entity in some unseen realm. How is that not witchcraft?
Witchcraft is performing a spell or ritual to selfishly manipulate or control. When I pray, I'm talking to the Heavenly Father to seek His will and ask for His help. Don't you ever pray?
I know how to pray, boy. I prayed long and hard in my time. What I've learned is that God rarely hears me, let alone answers. So, what good is faith?
Faith is what gives us hope, and hope generates a whole realm of possibility.
Wait, I've read that somewhere. Hope generates a realm of possibility. It's a catalyst.
Yes, a faith catalyst.
A resounding croak echoes from the chimney. A dusty book thumps to the hearth. Frog lands plop beside it.
Look what I found up the chimney.
Let me see. Oh, it's Mother's journal. That chimney ledge must be where Cedric hid it.
Robert, I must know. How did you come to look up there?
There was a spider dangling from the ledge. I just followed my nose, so to speak.
It's the answer to prayer.
Witchcraft?
It's not witchcraft.
I know. It's nice to hear someone else say it for once.
Here's the Aqua Vitae formula and some other notes. I was in such a rush to prove my parents were right, I didn't look further.
May I see the book? You know, this formula looks much like my Granny Salve recipe. And, well, here's the catalyst ingredient we've been missing.
Out with it, boy. We're dying to hear.
Fresh tomcat urine.
Ew.
That must be why Granny and Mum insisted on keeping a tomcat.
Imagination pales to consider the extraction process.
Where could we get one now?
Simkin.
A shed cat. Where would he be?
He's been lurking around the castle kitchen lately. Cedric's made friends and feeds him.
Cedric? No, he's allergic to cats.
Hello, remember me, down here. A piece of paper fell out of the book. I'd unfold it, but the no thumbs thing is such a bother.
Let's see. It's a train schedule with notes scribbled across the bottom. It looks like Cedric's handwriting. Something about... What? Oh, no. Oh, dear God.
Grace, what is it? You've gone all white and shaky.
Cedric! He's got the distilled formula. He intends to use it to disrupt the joint meeting of Parliament tonight.
He must have caught the morning train to London right after he stirred up the villagers.
We've got to stop him.
We could use the ley lines. London town is a hub.
Recall, young Henry is tearing down the relay centers, or tore them down, I should say, back in our time.
Drat that man.
We might still catch the 510 express train.
Catch what?
An enormous steam-powered engine that pulls coaches non-stop.
More 20th century magic?
Oh, you're going to love this.
Scene 3, outside Westminster Hall later that day.
We've got to find Cedric before he sets off that super concentrate.
The journal says, apply the formula liberally.
How exactly, Giles?
Grammy inhaled the steam. Mum rubbed it into her skin with rosewater to mask the musky scent of cat pee. Oh, the memory of me, Mum, and rosewater is ruined forever.
The meeting. It opens at the top of the hour.
Drat, time's running out. Come on.
The door's locked. What are you doing? Waving your hand over the lock won't do any good.
The lock clicks. The door swings open.
Magic!
Magnetic bracelet. Now, you two make your way through to the front hall. I'll go in through the kitchen. Maybe the cooks have seen him?
Right. This way, Giles. The front stairwell leads to the observer's gallery. Oh, there's a senior guardsman. Excuse me, can you direct us to... Oh, Sir Hector? It is you.
I beg your pardon.
Remember me, Lord Robert Claymore's daughter?
Grace, good heavens, girl. Haven't seen you since your parents' funeral. What are you doing here?
Oh, Sir Hector, it's urgent we find my errant butler. Remember Cedric? He's here with some mad scheme to disrupt Parliament.
My, whom exactly are we seeking?
Cedric, he's about 6 feet tall, dreadful black wig, very large feet.
Oh, yes. I seem to recall him. Lanky and grim, right? Off we go.
Scene 4, scullery and back stairway of Westminster kitchen, same day. Circe finds Cedric hoisting a steaming copper cauldron into a dumbwaiter. Simkin, the estate's tomcat, sulks in a wicker cage under the table. The rank aroma of fresh cat urine rises in the steam from the big cauldron.
Cedric, here you are.
Lady de Torridge, I began to fear you would not come. Our plan progresses well.
The plan is out of control.
Control is precisely what our plan establishes, my lady. The joint houses meet at the top of the hour, and I shall give them all a lesson in humility. And as I do, you take the residue of the distillate and make good your escape. I trust you found the journal where I hid it.
Yes, I did. You have the formula with you?
Indeed. You were so wise to promote distillation of the formula into a concentrate. I followed the subtle hints and clues you left for me.
Cedric, there were no clues. Your imagination has gone wild.
Imagination? Genius! Your knowledge and my genius, together we shall rule this nation.
The man's gone quite mad, Circe. Have a care.
But now we must change the plan.
Change? Change? This is not a wardrobe choice, madam. You cannot change on a whim.
The distillation has made the formula more powerful than we know. We cannot go through with this.
I must restore order. It was my blunder, not Grace's, that caused the fatal explosion. I can't muster courage to tell it 'twas my carelessness that killed Lord Robert and his lady. Trust, hope, love. We lost everything that day. The only way to restore the glory days is to take command of this batch of infants, train him up proper. And if you don't have the stomach for it, Captain, I shall lead the charge myself.
Mind the cauldron. It's hot. You can't fit In the dumbwaiter, too? Oh, well, I guess you can. Cedric, drat!
Follow that dumbwaiter, quick, up the stairs.
Right, to the top of the stairs.
There he is, lugging the cauldron. He's stronger than he looks.
Madmen often are. Where is he going? Oh, double drat. The observer's balcony? What now?
Scene 5, Parliament Observer's Balcony, same day.
There he is at the balcony railing, with the steaming cauldron.
Cedric, stop!
You're still here? Go now. The guards are nowhere to be seen. Oh, and look, here comes Miss Grace and a young man.
Cedric, wait! Sir Hector is down there.
Now, I just set this cauldron on the balcony's railing, pour in a hefty dollop of glowing silvery liquid. Ha ha! And there's a bit left for your hair catch.
Oh, we'll caught it. Cedric, listen. This concentrate is too potent.
Oh, righto. You'll need the cork. Here, I say, let go of the cauldron. You already have the vial.
Listen, please. I know you're angry, Cedric, and frustrated, but you must let it go.
I built this planet's mine. I'm not letting go now.
The cauldron flies up in the air.
He's falling over the edge. Quick, Giles, grab his feet.
Got him.
Help! The cauldron! Look out below!
The cauldron falls down and hits the floor with a hiss of steam.
Shh! Looks like you let go. All right. What a steam cloud.
Parliamentary procedure is interrupted.
What is the meaning of this? The floor is awash.
Who's that madman hanging from the balcony?
Order, please.
Where's security? Oh, Sir Hector, there you are.
Uh-oh, look. Everyone down there's shrinking.
They're not shrinking. The steam is reversing their age quite rapidly.
Hector, old bean, what's happening to your hair?
What do you mean? I haven't had hair since... Oh, my word.
Your hair is growing back.
Look at this, everyone! My jacket sleeves have grown long.
Gentlemen, we appear to be growing younger.
Look at them toddling across the floor. Oops. Tripping over grown-up shoes and outgrown clothes.
Swatting at each other, crying, sucking thumbs. Not unlike their earlier behaviors, really.
Help!
Cedric's shrinking too. Oh, grab his foot, Giles. There goes his shoe.
I can't keep hold of him. Grab his belt. Pull him up on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, looks like you pulled him up out of the steam just in time. Cute curly hair, cute little nose, clothes way too big.
What are you, lad? 7, 8? Old enough for a spanking?
I want my mother.
Oh, there now. Don't cry. Here, hold my hand.
Look down below. They're getting even younger. Some are back to crawling stage.
We must find an antidote. Any ideas?
Antidote? I've never had to reverse the effects of aqua vitae.
The catalyst. What would neutralize the catalyst?
Cat urine? That's easy. Hydrogen peroxide.
Speak English, man. What is that?
Oh, well, hydrogenated water and powdered dish soap and baking soda.
The polecat stink remedy. Brilliant. Paradoxically, we're going to need more of the vital ingredient. I hope Simkin is well hydrated. Giles, you're with me. Grace, here. Guard Robert, oh, and this. We'll be right back. Alchemy to the rescue.
How did she wind up with the journal?
You had meant to take it in the computer and go back to her old time.
Well, she didn't. She stayed to help us. Why?
Inspiration? Perhaps a dose of hope. She and I have seen what the future could be. England, a better place. She told me Claymore Castle would make a fine academy, a tower. But I've always wanted to expand the tower.
Wait, the Claymore estate was established in 1528. You're that, Sir Robert?
Well, not as a frog, obviously.
Oh, look!
What now? Cersei, hurry! They're turning into newborns. They'll all die.
Giles, quick! Get Simkin. We need his...
I know. Here, kitty. No, Sim. Come back here, cat.
Good man. Quick, load up.
We got it. Cersei's in the dumbwaiter.
Giles, you were clawed to shreds.
We will never speak of this again.
Whee! Hey, Cedric lad, lend us a hand with this. Dunk the cauldron over the rail.
Oh, look! All the babies are rolling around in catweed.
Do you think it's funny?
Well, yeah.
The formula, it's reversing the process. The infants are teens already. Must be potent antidote.
That one's still sucking his thumb.
And now they're back to adults. Well done, all.
Oh, Cedric, you need to be restored too. Is there enough antidote in the bottom of the cauldron?
No, wait, please. I should like to stay this way if I may.
What do you mean?
I was apprenticed to the household at age 6. I lost my childhood, didn't get to climb trees or fly kites or play outdoors.
I never knew that about you.
Might I serve the household now, whatever is needed, and be a child? I promise to be good.
I think I understand. Grace, what do you say? Partners? Together we could give this young one a good home.
Partners? Do you mean...
I hate to burst in on this lovely moment, but we'd all better make an exit before the guards sort out their trousers. Fewer questions to answer?
Yeah, can we go out through the kitchen? I left Simkin in the scullery.
He's not there anymore.
Last we saw Simkin, he was hightailing across London. He'll likely beat us home.
Shall we? Head for home?
And now the epilogue.
That event goes down in English history as Copper Cauldron Day, with many a tale of hair, teeth, and youthful vigor restored.
Nary an explanation is found for the phenomena. Most had no idea what questions to ask.
And Sir Hector received an invitation to our wedding.
After we cleaned up the castle, of course, Grace and I established a thriving veterinary practice and lived for many, many happy years at Castle Claymore,
where explosions are few and far between.
The village gains renown for its cultivated grove of lichen-covered white-beam trees on the estate, and a shared secret for remarkable and prosperous longevity.
Our foster son, Cedric, gets a new lease on life. He climbs trees and flies kites and plays outdoors.
And, let's just say, becomes an important member of the family. Cedric, oh Cedric lad, mother needs more of the vital ingredient.
So soon? All right, does she want Siamese or Tabby?
Does it matter?
It does if you're the one who has to catch and release.
And finally,
And finally, back in 1532, beside the stumbling stone on the windswept moor where our tale began, two
Robert.
Very well. Two aging cousins stand around a bubbling cauldron.
Cersei, there you are. I told you she'd show up if we boiled the kettle.
Phew, glad the ley line path is still intact. Most of them end up in the wilds of Scotland.
Are we there yet? Oh, yes. We must be back home. There's the hag, your cousins.
Where have you been, Cersei? You look younger.
We've been to the future. It's amazing. Better, I've found a replacement for the folio young Henry's thugs burned. And best of all, I've got a great idea.
So do I. Let's make up a batch of aquavitae for the rest of us, eh?
Yes, of course. You'll need to find a tomcat that's full of it, for starters.
Are you
Looney, a tomcat?
You send us on a fool's errand.
No more competing for the most powerful. I promise. We need each other.
Well, that's what I've always said. Haven't I always said that?
What happened to you, Circe?
I want to start a school for alchemy. We'll teach others what we've learned and learn from what we all discover. Isn't that great?
We already had a plan. Take power over the kingdom.
The plan has changed.
That ley line mess with your head.
No, I've discovered a force greater than Henry's coercion.
Do tell, is it magical?
Is it powerful?
Oh yes, it's hope. Hope will bring in the English Renaissance, and we shall give it room to bloom and grow.
Circe, wax eloquent later. I so need a bath and a shave. I'm growing green stubble.
Gotta go, girls. I'll invite you to the wedding, and with any luck, a few christenings. Dream up some good blessings.
Circe steps around the standing stone, frog in her hand. A puff of smoke rises above the stone, and a resounding smooch echoes across the moor.
So here's the tale we've come to play, of youth renewed and dreams remade. Remember Copper Cauldron Day, when everyone gets a new chance, so at the dance, so in romance, so yesterday's tears turn to joy in the Alchemy Connection. Oh, the Alchemy Connection, as you've heard, is the hope that rises as your dreams are churned. Find you're a frog and your rescue's spurned. You better duck when the lightning's